You're listening to the June 3rd, 2019 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Another week flies by. Welcome, my friends.
And the sunniest of welcomes to each and every one, as indeed yourself, Blossom.
Thank you. Well, I have to say last week's chat caused a great deal of response. Each and every one saying the same thing, more or less, yet differently. That we are in this world, yet not of it. I get that bit. Thank you. I'm not going to elaborate or get involved again for now on that subject. However, many were interested in what you had to say about the soul and its position during pregnancy. There's quite a lot of unrest taking place regarding abortion issues at the moment, and many felt it would be beneficial for you to speak of this if you feel it appropriate. I know Whitecloud has spoken of it many, many years ago, yet your thoughts would be appreciated also.
This would be acceptable, certainly. Each individual soul, when deciding to return to Earth for whatever reasons, can also decide as and when they feel it necessary, comfortable, appropriate to enter into the embryo, fetus, awaiting it. Circumstances may dictate the time it stays within the womb at certain intervals. If, for instance, it was decided for a soul to enter into a family that required the soul to become part of the group in order to assist in the understanding of many lessons, then it could be that the mother was not always in a desirable state for the baby, shall we say, to be involved and part of her. Yet, at other times, the baby would know when the mother is peaceful and calm and in a loving mood, and visit for a short time for bonding purposes. If, in this case, the mother was experiencing much stress, it may be that the soul preferred not to enter into its agreement until the very moment its delivery, out into the open, would we say.
I've heard that some souls do not attach until after that sometimes.
With respect, we would not agree with that. It is essential for the souls to enter on delivery, even if it be in the last push.
Yet my thoughts are going to that the soul had time to pop in as long as the cord had not been cut.
It would not be advisable.
Yet possible?
In extreme circumstances, yet so extreme we would not consider it to be touched upon. The soul entering into the new body may not always be keen, and it can be that there is a reluctancy to return to Earth once again. When being counseled, when not of Earth, everything makes sense for reasons to return. Yet, the closer one gets, the more memories flood in of lives gone by, and one may want to change their mind. Yet, ultimately, they know that the lifetime chosen this time around will be of service to themselves, and therefore, the whole. It is the feeling of entering back into a vibration that is not of the same level from where they were coming from. It can appear to feel cold, for want of a better way of putting it. Other souls can enter into the fetus right from the start and feel they want to stay there throughout. There is no set of rules on this. The soul is free to come and go, depending on its feelings at the time. Indeed, sometimes the baby is known to be sleeping, yet it may be that they simply are not in. We do not need to go deeply into this, as one can interpret our words to understand enough as to how this plays itself out.
So, on the matter of abortion, what do you say of that?
Let us first of all state that each and every soul has the right to think for themselves about anything. What feels right for one may not be the case for another. So there is no judgment here. We would say that some religions consider removing the fetus to be a sin, a committing of a crime, of murder. We do not. Say if a soul was counseled to be a part of a certain family, and then perhaps circumstances changed, and an abortion was agreed upon. The soul may or may not have entered into the mother's energy for a time. If there is uncertainty from the start, usually not. So the removal of the embryo is not taking the life of another, for there is no life in there. If a soul was to fall pregnant without the desire to do so, or by ill behavior from another, then a soul would not have been allocated in the first place. However, if it be decided upon to follow through with the pregnancy and be the vehicle for a soul to have another shot at life itself, then an appropriate soul would be found to take the position. WR, a bit like a perfect position has come up unexpectedly for you, and it would serve you to accept it. When a soul decides to return to Earth, it's not just a matter of another one is available. Who's next?
That's making me laugh.
We are being lighthearted because it is a desirable way to be on all subjects. There is much counseling, discussion, and suitability taken into account. So many reasons why a soul should, would, could enter into a particular lifetime. So many things to consider. Place, surroundings, possibilities to be presented, mindset, energy, awareness of parents, single parent, couple, etc. Everything you can think of is taken into account to make sure that one's needs will be met in order for the soul returning to be able to make the most of their new experience. To go back and clarify regarding your original subject matter, if a pregnancy is to be terminated, then, as we say, there is no soul within to remove. There is just the flesh, or the beginnings of the growth of the physical body. So there is no crime. We do not wish to minimize or disrespect this matter, for as we say, many hold it in deep sacredness, high regard. Yet, to remove a fetus that does not have a soul within it is no different from removing a growth or anything else that does not serve the body.
I totally agree with you, yet within me, I feel many may feel quite irate at that statement.
WR, Blossom, to those that do, maybe after considering that which we have said, they may feel differently. As we say, we are not here to take away anyone's right to have their own truths about a matter. Any matter. We are here to present perhaps a different way to look at things. So much that so many believe to be truth is due to indoctrination within the rules and regulations of certain religions, and such things that were put into place to hold power over the followers of that particular way of thinking. Much was and still is leading one to believe that if they should dare to disapprove, question, or think something through rationally about these rules and regulations, then their life in the hereafter would be condemned to one of fire and demons. Yet, if one truly delves deep into their soul about so many religious matters, they would find their own truth. And indeed, that truth would lie within so more easily and sensibly than anything that may have been distorted in books known to be of the greatest truths. This is not to say that such books do not hold truths. Yet would we say it is very like these channeled messages that are available today. Great manipulation is woven within many to confuse and lead one down the path of disappointment. This is why we ask you to listen to your own inner truth when listening or reading of such matters. Look at these contorted messages in a positive way, in that they are teaching you to think, feel for yourself. Have you ever considered how many souls will have passed over from this earth plane through the veil into another vibrational energy, thinking that they have not done well enough, not been good enough, made mistakes along the way, and therefore God will certainly punish them and send them for eternity, yes, eternity, into the darkest of places? And because you create your own reality, where will this following the truth take them? Does one call this a loving God that they have been pressured into living their life's behaviors by? What makes sense to you? What feels right in your truth for you? What would love do for you? How would love look after you? Dearest souls, waking up, becoming aware, means to awaken, to become aware of your truth. That which serves not only you, yet the whole. So choose to look into everything with that in mind. Ask yourself, does this serve me and the whole? For I and the whole are one. Does this circumstance, law, feeling, channeling, reading, fact, person, belief, etc., serve me and the whole? For I am the whole. This is your awakening, deciding for yourself the truth. Does it feel right? Does it feel good? If yes, it is your truth. If no, it is not. Live by that rule, dearest souls. Do not be fooled by those you may have been taught to be wise and therefore knew better. Trust yourselves. Trust your wisdom. And in doing so, the treasures of the soul, whether upon earth at the time or elsewhere, are yours. Our love for you lies deeper than your imagination and your position allows you to feel. Yet, if that feels right for you, if this is your truth, then you know this is so.
Love your work, chaps. Thank you. In gratitude, in loving service, I am.